Hello, everyone. Here is this week's weekly review from September 28th to October 2nd. We finished up our unit on the global tapestry and transitioned into Unit 2, which was on networks of exchange. Our four-class focus was respect. So far, we have focused on perseverance and collaboration, and now we have moved on to being respectful in the classroom. We did many things to review for the Unit 1 assessment. We finished up a pair deck. We talked about European decentralization and focusing on things that were going on in Europe at the same time that the things we talked about that were going on in the Islamic world as well as in China. And Europe decentralization was really talking about the manor system and feudalism, which had occurred when you didn't have a all-powerful state. Europe had basically been broken up into small, they weren't even nation states at that time. It was basically just small areas controlled by lords. We finished up a collaboration exit ticket because we did a lot of collaboration last week and at the beginning of this week. We went over the protocols for test taking, particularly because you're going to be taking the test in Zoom. And you may remember that we also analyzed this population map of Europe, and we're trying to figure out what were some of the trends that we observed on this graph. So Tuesday and Thursday was dedicated to taking the exam in breakout rooms. And I just want to remind everyone that you all will pass the exam. I promise. Once the exams are scored, breakout room groups will reconvene to look at the questions they missed the first time and have one more shot at looking at those questions and coming up with the correct answer. Once that happens, then I will grade the exams. So we're shifting to Unit 2 on networks of exchange. We talked already this week about the economic recovery in China during the Ming Dynasty. We also focused on the change in continuity during the rule of the Mongol Empire. Remember, some of the practices that the Mongols engaged in would have been taking people that the clerical workers within the empire that were really good at what they did, good at governance and good at the sort of paperwork part of ruling an empire, and put them to work and also relocated them to various parts of the empire to do that work because the Mongols themselves weren't particularly adept at that. We also focused on the Silk Roads, which is really the term for the greater network of exchange that went on between the Mediterranean, the Indian Ocean basin, the trans-Saharan caravan routes, and the Silk Roads themselves in China. We had an assignment for the weekend on focusing on the exchange in the Indian Ocean basin. We talked about technological and cultural transfers and environmental factors of knowledge. That will be the focus, particularly of that assignment this weekend. What we have coming up, as I said before, we're going to finish the Unit 1 exam. We're going to have an assignment that focuses on the trans-Saharan trade routes, the cultural consequences of connectivity. We're talking about the connectivity that went on all through Africa, Europe, and Asia at this time. We will also compare and contrast those four major networks of exchange that I mentioned before. And our first essay assignment is coming. So all things that you have to look forward to.